Now we will try to consider how the Theosophical Society is unique among all the world philosophies or world religions, as we may call it. One who has noticed the object and implications connected with them by its members and sympathizers will note that the philosophy of Theosophy is not armchair doctrine, but is intended for the welfare of the humanity. The society is not engaged in preaching brotherhood to the world, but it is desired to be an active and practical nucleus of brotherhood. Each human being in the world must feel that there is a common and shared destiny of all kingdoms of life. Common good must necessarily override personal interest, and there has to be no selfish self-centeredness or self-interest of any kind. There has to be a deeper and serious awareness of the unity of existence, the whole of humanity. One will also notice that the term Theosophy is not defined in the objects. It is for the reason that it is not definable, but it is expanding to the knowledge concerning the whole universe. It includes all activity of humanity and the patterns of the human mind and behavior. We have many descriptive statements about the term, the primary of it being altruism. Helping others in practical way, caring for the need of the fellow beings, must become the habitual nature for any right-minded person. Collective effort of all is needed to better the world by inculcating the tendency of spirituality rather than the material conventional attitude. The chief aim of the philosophy is to make men and women of the world become original thinkers than being mere copycats. Basic need to move the world from the personal and superficial ways to that of divine and spiritual range of methods. Methods must be realized. In other words, lip sympathy with a philosophical truth must be enlarged to deeds of beneficent nature. Humanity is part of a universe which is very wide. A feeling of oneness with the whole of the universe must become a routine mindset. We have a place in the universe and a purpose to discharge certain duties. We must realize our rightful place. Brotherliness, love, charity, and similar thoughts and feelings must drive us at every item of activity. Dark powers and attitudes such as greed, ambition, lust, envy, jealousy must not be allowed to play their ugly role. Individual responsibility is greater in bringing out the peaceful and harmonious world. One must constantly remember that the universe, the world, is one self, however insignificant one may feel in his structure. Due respect for others' opinion and consideration for accommodation is needed instead of self-organization, opinionation. Sacrifice of personal comfort, happiness, when it is necessary, must be advanced. World suffering, pain and poverty must be eliminated by our actions and attitudes. Friendship, compassion and harmlessness have to be intensely cultivated. We have a form and name that we can reform and rename them to suit the needs of the world. We can relocate ourselves to the benefit of humankind. Mind is available with every human being, and the realization that is not personal, but a part of the world mind or universal mind is fundamental point we need to know. Our thoughts, feelings and activities are every moment of life are affecting the whole world. That increases our responsibilities greatly. We have no right to be selfish, evil, cruel and unfriendly with any other person. Evil thought which enters our mind must be instantly shunned and replaced by a good and noble thought. Improving the goodness of the world becomes our elementary responsibility. I will repeat, improving the goodness of the world and world becomes our elementary responsibility. Goodness is reflected in being affectionate, helpful, kind and compassionate. Many people think that selfishness and self-centeredness are often, after all, human qualities. A reflection will not agree with this notion. They are incidentally subhuman qualities and need to be checked. Human being must by reflection, study and experience should come to a state that one is not capable of doing anything wrong by deed, feeling or thought. We need to become incapable of doing any wrongful act, cruel, unfriendly feeling and evil thought. The Theosophical Society does not provide a creed and only presents the life of a earnest devotion to the welfare of humanity. It is not a religion commissioning select ideas and attitudes for human behavior. It provides opportunity for us to really think and decide what is right and apt for the world. As you said already, it provides an affirmation that all religions have come from the one source which is supreme. Certain customs and usages may vary because of historical and geographical reasons, but basically all religions spread common good and advancement of humanity as a whole. Respect for the other religion and activities connected with that must not be looked with conflict and hatred. You must have noticed that for membership of the Theosophical Society, one may belong to any religion or to no religion at all. In fact, we have special groups of each religion for the study and understanding the scriptures so that they realize the commonality of all religious nations. The President and other leaders have made special studies of all religions and lectured on them, wrote books. Essential unity of all religions is advocated and encouraged without any reservation or ambiguity. Theosophical Society's philosophy emphasizes the need for developing, improving and expanding the goodness among groups of people in the world. Not only that, it also says how not being good has inherent disadvantages for the environment and prosperity of the whole world. Right attitudes are to become part of the human activity. Ill will and intolerance is harmful for the well-being and welfare of all. Collectivity of humankind with the activities suggested with objects have eventually to become common sense, which is equally also the divine sense.